Hello, folks, and welcome back to Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. As always, of course, I am Falcon, your host, and this may be the last episode. Of course, I've said that for a couple times recently. The game just keeps getting continuing. So I don't know for sure if it will be or not. We'll see. Alright. So we have to go in here and talk to Sienna. I did go ahead and run up here. We were down in the city somewhere last time. We were together. We were down there someplace. So we have to come in here and talk to Sienna. We possibly have to get through some guards to do it. Maybe. Kind of depends on what we run into in here. Oh, we gotta go up. Okay. No guards yet. Surprisingly. Okay, well, can't go that way. Let's go right past this guy. Yeah.
Need to see Sienna urgently.
In the matter of?
Want to talk to her.
Want to talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation. Urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Good, because
Promise
I
to
would
be
have to
brief.
kick you out of my way if you didn't. I would have to remove you from my path if you didn't.
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Yeah.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorias' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Detlef is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Sienna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear.
No kidding.
Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
Really? Because she turned her back on you and forgot about you. Basically. Anyway, folks, this is the same recording session as those previous few episodes, so I am still sick, yada yada yada. Now you may say, but Adam, you've clean shaved and you look a little, more kept up. That's because in between last episode and this one, I did go take a shower and shave and do such things, because as soon as I finish this, and actually finish the game, because that's my objective before I head to bed, well, I need to head to bed. And as you can see in the camera, it's starting to get light outside, so I need to get on that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated.
Perhaps.
Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
Unfortunately,
I probably will.
yeah. Ah, honesty, finally. Did you ever think to forgive her? Like, really? I mean, come on.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometime, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget her.
What makes you think she did? Yeah, you might ask her that.
Don't know. But you could just ask her instead of sending monsters after her.
There's nothing she could say to change what she did to me, to justify it.
Maybe. But there's nothing out there to justify what you did to her and all Toussaint. Yet Anna Henrietta hasn't given up on you.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of a Thousand Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you?
That's kind of what we do.
All of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Sienna.
Yes, well, when you said it, I do prefer to have something,
Commander
approximating.
Delatour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Yeah, I guess. I have nothing else to do.
Let's go. Want to see him too.
Have nothing else to do, so sure. We might as well. Not like we're doing anything. We're trying to finish the game is what we're trying to do, and we need to see him in order to finish it, so... So how fucked up is your face still?
Damien.
Geralt, it's about time.
Very fucked up,
Ready
that's
for
how.
the ceremony?
It don't look too good, yeah, not so much.
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
He's
I
like,
apply a
"Oh,
balm of arnica. I hardly feel it anymore.
Do we tell him? Like, I want to tell Henrietta, but I don't really want to tell him. Let's just say we can start.
All right, we can start.
Very well. But you must behave. Less like a hired thug, and more like a man deserving of the Duchy's highest honor. In fact, you'd do best to maintain a dignified silence throughout. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits.
You want us to be silent and good? Ha! You're funny. You clearly haven't met Geralt. He doesn't really do silent very well. Nor does he do being good very well either. I'm just saying. A few hours later. It took us a couple hours to walk.
In the guild's
2 feet.
name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you,
That's-
your enlightened highness.
Hugely.
Your grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Toussaint's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher,
who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire.
He just
May
been a
this
Farah.
symbol serve as a reminder to all
Oh,
that the
that's a...
Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Sonreal, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Yeah, I've got bad news.
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Sienna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Dettlaff. You were to be the beast's 5th victim.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
No,
I
afraid not.
have proof.
I do not believe it.
Well, that's your prerogative. You can believe what you want to believe.
In a moment I shall speak to Sienna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt that I can judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
Well,
I'm not.
afraid
In
not.
fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
Are you gonna do that shit right now? Oh, damn. Alright. Got your ring in your hands. You're all very worried. That's a...
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess asked me to stay.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Dettlaff. You yourself would never stoop so low. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Oh shit, you're gonna put this on me? Oh, bad. Oh. I mean, both are true. She is guilty. But she didn't have cause for most of her issues. So that doesn't, well, it doesn't, alleviate her guilt. It is possibly, somewhat mitigating circumstances. Somewhat. Completely? No, but...
Bitterness consumes Sienna. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Sienna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours. though I was the elder. The ministers I
Yeah.
can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
Well, no doubt. She was the one person that you thought you could count on, and admittedly, she didn't do much. But you were kids, so there's only so much you could do, but...
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark, and which you set afire at the last to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out, but you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you, sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
Hope somebody searched her for weapons, because I wouldn't be at all surprised if she stabbed you in the back right now. Okay, so good, bad? Like, well, what's the outcome here? You're just gonna end the scene with them hugging? I mean, sure, it's cool, but like,
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony, it was short.
I don't know about that.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others were probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Ah, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips.
Fair enough.
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong.
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna Diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavour profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
Do I have to? Right now in the dark?
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark out.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I am a vampire and thus need no light to see,
Fair enough,
I'd never
but...
believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
Alright, fair enough. You got me
If
beat.
you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
A mask?
Right then, let's go.
The hell is the stuff that we have to
This
put on a fucking
room
mask?
makes me oh so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Have you met Geralt? No, not really. Well, maybe an ounce. But he uses that up real quick. Let me make that well known. He uses that shit up real quick. Alright, well, I suppose we should put on the gloves anyway. The mask just seems a little much to me, but what the fuck is it? That must be a quest item. Yeah. I mean, technically we were already wearing gloves. I'm not gonna put on the fucking mask. Fuck that shit. Stuff can't be that fucking poisonous that it'll... Whoa. There's a lot of fucking toxicity for... Okay, fine. I'll put on the mask. Jeez. There's a lot of toxicity for... picking a thing. Damn.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
Oh, please. Regis. We've tracked many a vampire. I have a feeling this is going to, like...
Damn it, where'd you go?
Result in something bad.
Regis!
Yeah, like I said, something bad.
I did what I had to
The unseen is responsible for
Those
this.
Brooks say they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
they will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
Indeed. I know I should put my damn glasses back on.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning. then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home, on the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Well, we already know that we go settle with Triss in somewhere. I don't fucking even know, but so no. But I guess the don't know yet is the only one that really makes sense.
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
Ah, roadsides, bedrolls, and the sky above. I sense some poetry coming on, which of course brings to mind Dandelion.
Of course it does.
I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Of course, references to the books.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though.
So where did all of you
What
go?
about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Or where he'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view.
Well,
I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
that right there was a very fitting end to the end of the game. And I mean the end of the game. Like, not just the expansion, but the whole game. Because this is really intended to be played after you've beaten the game. For the most part. After you've beaten the main game. Huh. So it's a very fitting end for it to be the end of the game there, where, you know, we deserve a rest for, you know, for now at least. Although, CD Projekt has made it pretty clear, it doesn't mean they can't change their minds or at some point go back on it, but they've made it pretty clear that they do not intend to make another game, that they are done with The Witcher, that they're finished with the storylines, that they've done what they set out to do, basically. They're finished, and they want to work on other things. Doesn't necessarily mean they won't, in the future, go back to it. Doesn't mean that somebody else might not, at some point, make a game based on it. But, yeah. This is basically intended to be Geralt's final adventure. Thus, the name, the title of the Blood and Wine series that I have on here on YouTube is, Geralt's final adventure. It's intended to be exactly that, his final adventure. So that is a fitting. There's a fitting ending, I feel, to it. Well, I completed every quest, with the exception of there might be a couple of random. I didn't go to all of the locations, so there might be some of those treasure hunt things where you find a note on somebody and it leads you to a treasure chest or something. There might be one or two of those floating around out there somewhere, since I didn't hit all of the locations like I have in the past. But that is every quest that I have found in the game. The entire game, not just the expansion here, but both expansions and the original game. With the exception of that one from the first expansion, the Hearts of Stone one. The one treasure hunt quest that was bugged at the time that I tried to do it. And I haven't gone back to see if I could finish it now. But I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that's why I didn't complete it at the time. Is because it was bugged. It just wouldn't let me complete it. But yeah. Well, I'm just going to... screw it. I'll just let it go. I'll say I'm going to jump out of here, but whatever. We'll let it run through the credits. So yeah, the end of not even The Witcher 3, but the Witcher series in general. I do feel it's a fitting ending. I really do. And when you consider the ending that the base game has, where, well, obviously there's a couple of endings to it, but if you consider the two of the good endings, there's three, three good endings, or there's parts of endings, really. No, I guess technically four. There's, depending on whether or not you want to count Ciri going off to Nilfgaard or Ciri staying with you as a good ending. Both of those I consider to be good endings either way, but it's really probably better for the world at large that she goes to Nilfgaard, but we won't go there. But, the endings where you end up with Triss or Yennefer, either one of them, you go off and you retire. Triss or Yennefer is doing their jobs, whatever those jobs happen to be. And you just are, basically retired. You go out and do a contract or two here and there when you feel like it, but Geralt's he's done. He doesn't go nowhere. And so we know that that's the ending. It's basically what happens to Geralt ending, basically. And with that in mind, I mean, there's a couple other endings. There's the one where you continue to remain on the path if you don't get with either of the women. And, with or without Ciri, depending on what you do with that ending. So, I mean, there's that. And if they decided to make that the official ending, which I think would piss a lot of people off, because... Excuse me. I think the vast majority of people prefer to end up with one or the other of the women, and not lose them both. Rather they pick Yennefer or... Oh man, I was just saying her name and now it just went out of my brain. Triss. There we go. Depending on whether you ended up with Yennefer or Triss. You know, people prefer to end with one of them, I'm sure, not lose them both. But you know, that if they made that the official ending, you know, where he doesn't end up with one of them, and they make... I think they would probably make the Ciri stays with you ending the official one there. Most likely. If they were to make another game. That's what I would make as the official ending anyway. If they did that, I suppose they could make another game, but if they don't... I don't really see there being another game after this, with the endings and stuff that they made. I don't really see it being a thing. Possible, maybe, but nah. So, yeah. Well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and head out myself. I will let the credits continue to roll, but I'm going to mute the microphone and turn off the webcam. So, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, of course, as always, if you enjoy my stuff. It really does help me out a lot. I am still really trying to grow my channel, and the more I can grow it, the better. So, both of those things, obviously subscribing, continue to watch my videos, and liking them does help in the search rankings, makes it more likely for me to get more views, essentially. And I believe subscribing also has a more reduced thing. Like, the more subscribers you have, the more likely your stuff is to show up, I think. Could be wrong about that, but that would make some degree of sense. But yeah, it would help me out a lot, and I do appreciate it. But as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you folks next time. Bye-bye. The game is temporarily paused because I have to Alt-Tab out to turn off the webcam, so... Ooh, that's a lot of people, right? So now that we've been properly introduced, we'd like to thank you one last time. Blood and Wine is the end of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We wanted to call it Sweat and Tears, or Damn We'll Miss You, but we couldn't. However, as a studio, we've already embarked on other adventures. We promise to hear about them soon, and Geralt will always be part of our hearts. And I completely missed what the rest of that said. Oh well. If I had been quicker to turn off my...
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Okay. I'm assuming, I hope you mean the... Bianco? Yeah. Alright, well, I will go... Let's go check that out real quick. I actually only just realized that my, my webcam was blocking the item list down there on the bottom left the whole time that I was recording this, but At least since I started to use the webcam anyway, obviously. Oh well, it's not really that important that you guys could see that because it wasn't anything really super necessary. It's really just what food items and stuff I had equipped, which are not really that relevant, I suppose. Do I still have the gloves? So, like, where did the mask go? Not that it really matters, but... Ah. There it is. Where the fuck are my gloves? Hold on. What the fuck? Where are my gloves? Did you eat my gloves? Seriously, game? It ate my fucking gloves. God damn it. That is some bullshit. Alrighty then. Well, I guess I'm just minus my gloves now. Okay, whatever. Not really that important. Also, it totally did not dye the armor black, and I used both of those black dyes on it. It didn't do a damn thing. Oh well. Not really that important. But...
Some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Fine.
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
Are they in there right now? But I would assume you were talking about Detloff, but... Or not Detloff, Regis. So where the fuck are my swords?
Triss?
Ah, Triss.
In the flesh.
Thought it might be Triss.
I thought you were in Kovir.
I got tired of waiting for you, so I decided to head to Toussaint, catch some sun, see how things are going. You said it would only take a moment.
Things are pretty much wrapped up, luckily. We'll be able to head north soon.
I hope you're not upset I came like this, without warning.
True, I haven't always been fond of surprises. They remind me of work. The law of surprise, surprise child. But I think I've changed my mind. Seems surprises can actually be pleasant. Very pleasant.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go outside. There's this one cozy spot you're gonna love.
Oh, Geralt. So I'm assuming Yennefer would show up if we had chosen Yennefer. Huh. So how are things in Kovir? That's where you retire with her, according to the ending of the main game there.
How are things in Kovir?
Amazingly boring and predictable. Council meetings mainly concern trade matters, tariffs, storage regulations, that sort of thing.
Missing the excitement?
You know the theory saying, may you live in interesting times? Well, I've already done that, and now I'm looking for a bit of quiet.
Yeah.
The other mages I brought with me from Novigrad or who made it north on their own feel the same. You wouldn't recognize them. No conspiracies, cabals, plotting. They just sit there and work for the good of the kingdom. Sometimes I think it's all too lovely to be true. That something's bound to happen. Another war or some other horror.
Well, eventually, but...
But for now, it's nice. And once you finish your business here and come join me, it'll be even better.
So what do you think about my vineyard?
So, how do you like my vineyard?
I think you know the answer to that. I like it a lot. House is big, but not showy. Lovely location. Perfect for romantic getaways.
Just finished some remodeling. Paid through the nose for it, but I think it was worth it. There are already some new saplings and flowers around the grounds, but I think it's still missing something. Maybe a hedge maze with a statue in the center. One that's stately and nude.
Oh, Geralt, don't bring up that ball. The wine got to my head and I...
Not bringing it up to tease, but to reminisce. That evening, it was magic. And your dress. You looked lovely in it.
I've got it with me. I could put it on one evening. We'll dine outside by candlelight. Listen to the music of the cicadas.
Can't wait.
Sounds like a plan. So how exactly did you find me? Because I can't imagine it would be that terribly different or easy to figure out where to go.
How'd you find me? Kavir's a long way off.
I have my ways, Geralt. Hydromancy, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
That's
magic.
Right. So, what becomes of us? See anything else in the reflection?
Zoltan moves in.
Oh, fuck no.
Please tell me you're joking.
You can breathe easy. Far as I know, he settled down in Novigrad and has no intention of budging. In all seriousness, though, I did see a few scraps of our future, but I'd rather not tell you exactly what.
Why not?
Because you said you've grown to like pleasant surprises.
This is your first time in Tucson, right? Want me to show you around a bit?
Sorry, but I've already made plans.
Oh? What are you going to do?
Lie down in the sun and not move an inch.
Ah, right. A packed schedule. Not overdoing it a tad.
Oh, gotta get the most of this weather before I return north. Know that joke about how to tell when summer has come to Kavir?
Who doesn't?
The rain isn't quite so cold.
And sadly, that's not far from the truth. Oh, I shouldn't have told you that. Now you'll change your mind and not come join me.
Wouldn't worry about that.
Well, I'll come back
Mind
later.
if I leave you here alone for a moment?
Just a moment.
We have a reward to... Is that the end? Can we talk to her more?
Yes, Geralt.
Okay, apparently that's it. So she just shows up so we can see her, basically. I'm assuming... there might be have been like a little extra conversation if we had said to Regis that we were intending to stay. So he left. Ah. The hell is that? If you're reading these words, I mean... Ooh. Only far beyond the borders of Tucson, you found my mutagenitor. Of course, you may dub this instrument however you like, perhaps something more fitting to your taste and better reflecting its function, for I have no doubt your knowledge of the subject of mutagens is far more profound and thorough than mine. Work on this device in my spare time now. It is finished, and I'm convinced as an inventor can be before his invention has been used as intended, of the usefulness of this apparatus. Surely wonder what function it must serve. As the name indicates, the mutagenitor generates mutagens. It operates by absorbing electromagical energy waves from bodies, in this case the bodies of the monsters and evildoers you kill, and when it is absorbed enough so as to be charged a critical amount, it changes the stored energy into a greater mutagen, which I suspect you will make good use of. You surely understand I am an amateur engineer, which is why you must forgive the lack of ability for you to direct this operation, which mutagen emerges as a result is determined at random, meaning chance will decide if it is green, red, or blue. chance, yet I have noted the colors tend to alternate, by and large. I trust you shall find my gift useful. Why I decided to toss the media generator into your home instead of simply handing it to you in person, well, you must know I did it out of modesty, believe it or not. Take care, Geralt, and may my gift serve you well. Why, thank you, sir. We also had another thing to read, which I'm assuming was the... whatchamacallit? The thing that said that the Duchess was the next victim. The note. Okay. Well, I'm afraid that's not going to change. Alright, folks, so I will truly end the episode now as we stand here next to Triss. So, thanks for watching. And thus ends the story of Geralt of Rivia. Thanks for watching and have a good day.